Hi Sana, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I want you to stay. So please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and if you learn anything, be sure to share it with the next person so that we can all grow together. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today's video, I'm going to be continuing our Medicine Chats with One Day series where I'll be answering your frequently asked questions. Now, this is my first Q&A on the channel, so whether you're returning or new, please stay for the video, learn as much as you can, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and remember to share. Let's jump right into the first question. Which BSc is the best one for an MBChB transfer? Now, although this question is super specific to a Bachelor of Sciences, my answer stays the same. There is no best BSc or best degree to transfer into medicine. What I would say is the best one, if I had to choose, would be the one that you're most passionate about, the one that you're certain you can excel at, and one you would be happy to pursue for the rest of your life if you never got accepted into medicine. So when you're deciding which degree to do, if you know you're definitely not accepted into medicine, consider those factors before you just jump right in because some rando on TikTok said that a BSc is the best. Please don't risk it. A quick side note, there are degrees that will better prepare you for medicine. For instance, if you study a Bachelor of Sciences in a health sciences degree, you might experience subjects like chemistry, like physics, you might get some anatomy, some physiology, and having studied those in your undergraduate and moving into medicine, you might feel more prepared than a first year that maybe came from accounting or from law or from another degree where they didn't have an opportunity to interact with those subjects. I studied a BSc in dietetics and got to experience some of those subjects and was credited for it in medicine. But I'm gonna tell you now, nothing can prepare you for a degree in medicine. Nothing. Do matric results matter? The truth is, when you're applying for medicine, the rules are different from university to university while they try to keep the standards the same. So in my case, I believe that my matric results did matter because you had to meet the minimum requirements at the universities that I applied to. And once you met those minimum requirements, they would go on further to look at your BSc results and then use the BSc results to rank you with other candidates to see where you stand with those that have already left university. So they're not using your matric results to rank you and decide ultimately, but your matric results do have to meet the minimum requirements. So just check the rules and the prospectus. So check the prospectus at the university that you want to apply at and be sure in terms of whether they look at your matric results or not, because it might vary. How does funding work in medical school? Now, this question is one that I've received multiple times and have been avoiding just because of how tricky it gets when it comes to people that have already left university. But the time has come for me to answer this question, and I'm going to give you a brief overview, but I promise to make a YouTube video about it, covering all of the concerns in full length. Firstly, if you are a graduate, your funding opportunities get almost halved because there are certain companies that only look for matric leaving students, and so then the competition is quite tight and the requirements are quite tight. You probably have to be the top in your degree when you left, and that's quite challenging. But for those that have not yet completed their studies, you do have quite a few more opportunities. And then if you're coming straight out of matric into medicine, the world is your oyster. Apply to every single opportunity. There are very little cut-offs or requirements that you won't meet. So if you're in matric, go for it. This might be the last time you qualify for almost every single bursary. So that's my take. And then remember to watch that video when I do make it about funding. All right, on to the next couple of questions. How soon should you start applying for medicine after being rejected in a matric? The truth is, you can start applying from your first year in any undergraduate degree. The chances that you would get accepted, I believe, are still very high, regardless of whether you're in your first year, second year, or third year in another degree. It all comes down to how ready you are to make the switch and how well you are performing in that given year. Also, the competition when you've already graduated is different from the competition when you are still studying an undergraduate degree, which is also different from the competition when you are in matric. So I say take your chances as soon as you can. Start applying after that first rejection letter. Go for it and apply. Would you recommend GEMP and why? My answer for this one is quite simple. just because I believe that any opportunity you get to study medicine, you should take it. So that's a definite yes from me. I would recommend GIMP if you are a student that has already graduated in your undergraduate, you have had exposure to the different subjects that are included in the GIMP program exam. I believe that there are 3 subjects included, I think anatomy, physiology, can't remember the last one, but if you have had exposure and you are eligible to apply, go for it. You definitely would enjoy and benefit from having a reduced MBChB program, because I think you start from 3rd year, and so then you only have 4 years left in the program before you become a doctor. So in a sense, you are rewarded for all of the work you've put through in the years leading up to your GIMP application. Did you finish your BSc? The truth is that I did not complete my BSc. I received my acceptance letter towards the end of my 2nd year in BSc. I know I had 2 years to go before I was officially a graduate and a healthcare practitioner in some form. However, I got that acceptance letter and I packed up my bags and I left Bloemfontein and went to Pretoria to pursue my medical degree. So I did not finish my BSc. Are there job opportunities in BSc? The truth is, when it comes to BSc, you're definitely going to be relying on your network. It's so important that you get to know your classmates, your lecturers, understand what opportunities are available for students that are studying at your specific institution. Having a good network during your undergraduate will make it easier for you to shift from undergrad into the workforce. So how hard you work during undergrad on that network will determine how easily you transfer into the workforce and get jobs. So I don't have a blanket answer for job opportunities and what it's looking like at the current state, but I would say if you are in BSc right now, build that network and set yourself up for success in your postgraduate years. Can a BSc student be credited for their modules once they transfer into medicine? I love this question because the answer is yes. You can get credits for all of the modules that you've covered. I believe there are limits at certain universities, and some it's an outright no. But at the University of Pretoria, you do get credited provided you can send the specific lecturer or head of department for that specific module a list of all of the subjects in your module and compare them to the module at the University of Pretoria. And if everything checks out, you are good. Now, I managed to get my modules down from about 7 or 9 modules down to 3 modules in my first semester of first year medicine. If you want to know how I did that, I will be posting a video on this channel, so do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss it when I upload that. I got a question asking if you have to finish your BSc. Earlier in this video, I did mention that I did not complete my BSc and I'm sitting here right before you as a medical student. So the answer is no, you do not have to complete your BSc. In the event that you do, there will obviously be certain implications to that because funding opportunities are more scarce. You might have to do your honors, pursue your masters before you get accepted. So I would recommend trying to get accepted before you finish, but obviously whatever works best for you is the way you should move. So yeah, simply, you do not have to finish your BSc. We're down to the last 3 questions for today's video. If you want to be a medical student, I'm not too worried about your concentration. I'm sure you've been taking notes because you're ready to become a doctor, right? Right. So, how do you do well in NBTs? I didn't write NBTs, but I believe it's as simple as studying really hard. It's an additional exam to your matric exams, so just give your all and hope for the best. Universities know how challenging NBTs are, so they wouldn't base their decisions purely on NBTs, which is why I'm saying just study hard, do your best, and ensure that your actual matric results are competitive enough for you to get into the degree of your choice. Do you have any advice for older students that are going back to university? When you say older student, I'm assuming that these are people that have already graduated, people that might have a family, might be coming from the workforce into medicine. And my advice for you is based off of the friendships that I've built over the years. And I think what works best for them is to ensure that they have a balanced structure and that they also have a very organized structure. Their support system facilitates this transition from the workforce into medical school. So my friends that have children will find someone else to take care of their children when they're supposed to be on campus. Those that had jobs would stop their jobs or find a way to work part-time. And I think everyone just finds a rhythm that works best for them. So definitely take the advice I'm giving, but also see how your journey unfolds and what works best for you. You might need to miss a few lectures, you might need to maybe take a late test or a sick test, but these things happen even if you aren't coming from the workforce, even if you aren't married, even if you don't have kids. So I really trust that you'll do great and that you have nothing to worry about. Just balance and obviously have a great support structure. And the last question is, how is medical school? I thought this was such a sweet question. At this current moment, I can say that medical school is great. It's the start of a new year. I'm excited about so many new things. In this year, I also get to put in a lot of practical elements to my degree and apply a lot of the skills that I'm going to be learning. So I'm really excited to share all of those with you when the time comes. 13 questions, all from you guys, fully answered to the best of my ability. If your question didn't make it this time around, don't you worry. This is part of the Medicine Chat series, so I will get to everyone's questions in due time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it to the next person, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, that's a wrap.